Welcome to Your Life Podcast, the place where life becomes that little bit simpler. Thank you so much for joining me on the Your Life Podcast. I'm Angela Lockwood, and in this episode, I'm interviewed by Luke and Susie of The Luke and Susie Show. We open up about the challenges that come with working from home. With workplaces allowing, really flexible work arrangements to more and more people, we're finding that we're taking work home more than what we used to. And in doing so, many of us are finding it pretty hard to switch off and put work and personal life boundaries in place. If this is you, don't worry, you're not alone at all. It is possible to switch off from work when you're at home, but also to focus on work when you're at home. And here are some simple strategies that I talk about with Luke and Susie about how you can really blend work and life and still have the best of both worlds. Enjoy.
Luke and Susie with faith, family, culture. And Suze, our next guest is going to be engaging in a thing which is becoming more and more common. There was a day where the concept of someone working from home was like a fraction of a percent of people in the workforce.
Yeah.
These days, as parents and stay-at-home mums start to re-enter into the workforce, as our business model and our living model changes to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, work fluctuates, and the location that you are because of the internet can be at home, can be anywhere, and therefore we've got new challenges in what we dub the work-life balance than we've ever had before.
Exactly right. So we're going to explore this a little bit when it comes to getting that balance of connection right. How much are we connected to the internet and how much are we connected to the family when you work from home? Our guest, Luke, is Angela Lockwood. She's the author of the book Switch Off, How to Find Calm in a Noisy World. She's sitting in a park with a nice little bird tweeting behind her. Angela, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Great to be back on. Yes, I am sitting in a beautiful surround and the birds chirping in the background. I've strategically placed them so I sound very calm.
Oh, very, very good. Well, we wanted to talk about this whole getting the work-life balance right when you actually work from your home, because it sounds like the dream to work from home, but once you actually do it, it can be a little bit difficult to find where work stops and where life begins.
Absolutely. Well, this is right up my alley because I have always worked from home in some capacity. So I do work from offices, but working from home for me is definitely my most creative space. So I love to be able to work from home, but it does take quite a lot of discipline to stay focused. And for people who are either working from home or looking to work from home, you've got to just question yourself and say, do I have the focus and the discipline that it takes for me to be able to switch off on all those great distractors that we have in our home, like the internet, like the kettle, like the fridge, like the toys, if the kids are around, things like that. There's lots of distractors at home, so you do have to be quite disciplined to make it work.
Yeah, no, yes. No, yeah, okay.
Well, this is the interesting thing is that often now we do have mums working from the home while their children are still little.
Yeah.
So they are trying to create that space where they're home, they're present with their kids while also still trying to run a business. But getting that connection time, disconnection time is I think it's quite a challenge.
It is quite a challenge, but how lucky are we nowadays that with technology we have the ability to choose, that we can actually work from anywhere. Here I am sitting in a park and I'm working. So we're very fortunate nowadays in modern times to be able to have mobile workplaces. And working from home with little kids comes with its own challenges, but my gosh, it also comes with so many great rewards. So mums who are feeding their little ones, they can have the child sleeping while they're working. They feed them, they can still have that time, and then the child can go back to bed or they can be playing on the floor. But not everybody has the ability to do that. Some people, that they need to have their children away from them so that they can focus and be totally not distracted while they're working. So it's really about finding, Big Harley's just drove past. It's about finding that balance where you're not distracted by things that are happening. And sometimes it works for some people. Other people, they just find that there's too many things that can take their eye off their work.
Yep. We're going to talk more with Angela Lockwood. She's the author of Switch Off, and I want to explore that when you're working, you feel like you're a terrible parent or spouse, and when you're dedicating time to your family, you feel like you're terrible at your job, and how to find some kind of, I guess, semblance of balance in the midst of that. We're going to do this next with Luke and Susie. Luke and Susie with Faith, Family, Culture. Our guest right now, Angela Lockwood, and we're talking about, she's the author of Switch Off, and we're talking about that sort of, I guess, that concept of working from home, that flexibility in the workplace, or running your at-home business, and trying to find that balance between when to switch off from work and switch on for the family, and vice versa. Angela, I had this experience the other day where I made some decisions where I chose to switch off work and just dedicate time to my children and to my family, and so we went off and took the bikes to the park, and had a nice ride together, and at one point in the early hours of the morning, I'm playing with one of my sons, and the following moment of that Monday afterwards, it was disaster work-wise. Everything piled up and everything went terrible, and there was, I couldn't help but my head going between the family choices. What if I'd been working and got this stuff done? But I don't regret my decision, but it was just this stuff was playing with my head.
And that's always the challenge, isn't it? We always feel guilty, no matter, and you mentioned it earlier before we had the brief break, that it doesn't matter, you're either working too hard so you feel guilty, or you're spending too much time with your family and not working hard enough so you feel guilty. And it's a lot of that guilt that we carry with us about not doing enough for all the different facets of our life that I believe is really adding to a lot of the challenges that we're seeing for people's mental well-being in modern day times, that we're always adding to a sense of, I'm never doing enough. And there's never going to be a moment where we go, yep, got it all under control. I am all over this and life is perfect and it's going to keep going.
Yeah. Did you say it's coming? That moment's coming? Oh, no, never. Oh.
Do you know what? It's not coming, but we can create it. We can make a life that makes us happy and makes us feel like we are in control. And working from home for some people is that. It is their creative space. It allows them to find that lovely balance. But for other people, they need to segregate it. They go, no, when I'm at work, I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm at home. And there is no right or wrong way, and there's no perfect way. It all comes down to what works for you.
Yeah. If you are someone who works from home, can you create a KPI that measures your connectivity?
You can if you want to, if you're a numbers-driven person. But the number I would really encourage people to look at is the amount of time spent at your desk at home. So if you are somebody that works from home, it's really important to create time boundaries. So it might be when the kids come home from school, or if you don't have children, it might be when your partner comes home, or it might even be that time where you want to get to the gym. It's the time boundary cutoff that's a really important KPI to meet. It's about saying, this is when I start work, this is when I finish work, and closing the door or packing the computer away if you're working off your kitchen bench, packing it away and going, no, that's it, no more. And don't do those little sneaky checking. I'll do a quick sneak check of my email on my phone. Once the computer's away, work is away too.
She's been spying on me.
And when you create those boundaries that you'll find that balance becomes a lot more manageable.
Beautiful.
Stop spying on me, Angela. Angela Lockwood, the author of Switch Off, an issue that we're going to have to deal more and more with, about finding that balance when you work from home. Thank you so much for your time, Angela.
Thanks for having me.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. To find more ways to slow down and simplify your life, follow the Your Life podcast on Spotify and iTunes. And let's connect on LinkedIn and Instagram. Just look for Angela Lockwood. Don't forget, it's your life. You choose how to live it.